Hi guys, welcome back to a new video. We are filming a beauty video today. It has been a very long time since I have filmed a beauty video. Over a month at least. So I'm really looking forward to hanging out with you today. I got a gorgeous stack of new makeup for Christmas. Let me hold it up here so that you can see. A big, beautiful, very monochromatic, which I thought was interesting because these are all different brands. Stuff that I got for Christmas. What am I trying to say? Will got me all of this for Christmas, you guys. I love when Will buys me makeup because I just love to think about like his thought process of why he got me things. So yeah, we're gonna use all of this on my face today. Maybe all of this except for this palette on the bottom here, which I'll tell you a little bit about that once we get into it. I'm gonna have links to all of the products that I talk about in today's video in the description box down below. If you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and let's get started. Okay friends, so just as a bit of a forewarning, I mean, I'm sure you can see it on my face, but my rash that I've had on my face for months at this point has just been getting worse and worse over the past couple of weeks. So I'm booked in with my doctor again tomorrow to get that looked at, but that is what is happening on my face here. Oh, these are another little Christmas gift that I got from Will's mom. These are the Missouri croissant hoops. I think they're the medium ones. I'll link those down below as well if you want to go check them out, but I'm obsessed with them. They're stunning. So the products that I'm going to feature in today's video are a brand new beauty blender. I have this from Makeup by Mario. This is the Master Metal Mixing Liquid, which is so fun. We have the Charlotte Tilbury Nude Gasm palette, which I was literally shocked that Will got me Charlotte Tilbury. Like, I couldn't believe it. Yeah, anyways, I have this. And then he also got me the Hollywood Contour Wand. I have the Anastasia All-in-One palette. Is that what it's called? No, that's not what it's called. Primrose, Anastasia Primrose palette. So this has eyeshadows, bronzer, and a highlight, I believe, all in here. So we're gonna use this today. And then the other thing that I got from Will, which is so exciting, is the Natasha Denona Retro palette. I'm gonna feature this in its own video. So we'll do that one next. This one will be coming soon. So for today, we're just gonna use everything else that he got me. And we're gonna start off by doing my complexion. I'm not... Yeah, I hate my rash, so I want to cover it up. So I got a brand new beauty blender, which is so exciting. I asked him if he watched my Sephora recommendations video because I recommended picking this up in the Sephora sale like right before Christmas, and he was like, no, I just thought you might need one. So love it. It's got this beautiful, I think probably limited edition packaging. It's the lilac color. There are not many things out there better than a brand new beauty blender. I'm telling you that right now. I'm very happy about this. I already have my skincare on, so I'm gonna go ahead and just go right in with foundation. I've been using my Dior Forever foundation a lot lately, but I'm kind of feeling like going like hella high coverage today. So I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation. I have mine in the shade 4 Neutral, which you'll see is gonna be a little bit dark for me, but not a big deal. They just feel so good when they're new. They bounce back, they have the perfect density. Hope everybody had a really nice Christmas if you celebrate, and a very happy new year as well. Mine was very relaxing, very chill, as I like to say. I'm just gonna add whatever's left on the back of my hand here down onto my neck so that the color difference isn't so stark. And then also using my beauty blender, I'm going to conceal underneath my eyes as well. So this is the Hourglass Vanish concealer. And then I'll just set under my eyes with the Airbrush Flawless Finishing Powder. And then we shall cream contour. So I got the Hollywood Contour Wand in the color Light Medium. I can't even tell you how shocked I was to pull this out of my stocking. Will doesn't watch any of my videos, so he doesn't know that this is a product that I already use both on myself and in my makeup kit, and something that I recommend to you guys all the time. So it's just like, out of all the makeup in Sephora, like, how did you pick this for me? He said the girl at Sephora told him that it's never in stock, like it's hard to get, and so I'm sure that influenced his purchase, but yeah, I already have this, so I'm not going to open this. I'm going to keep this as a backup and just use the one that I already have. And I'm going to go ahead and do a nice cream contour with this. So with this guy, I really like to just work in sections because it can set pretty quickly, and then it just makes it a little bit harder to blend out when that happens. So I'll start with my forehead and then my cheek. I just love this color. It's such a beautiful color. The formula on these is so user-friendly. I actually just uploaded a video during Vlogmas featuring all of the Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand products, so these guys and this. So I'll link that across the top here and in the description box down below if you guys want to see more in detail about how I apply products like this. Well, not like this, this. And then I'm gonna just open up these palettes really quickly and make sure none of them have blush. Okay, so in the ABH palette, there is actually a blush here. This is like a peachy tone blush, not a highlighter. So that's great because then I have a highlighter in the Nude Gasm palette here from Charlotte Tilbury. What I'm actually going to do next is set my contour with this color in the Charlotte Tilbury Nude Gasm palette. So of the two bronzers that are in this little palette, this one just looks a little bit more cool tone to me. This has a little bit of warmth in it. So I'm gonna use this one to contour with today, but I feel like in the summer I could even contour with this, although I'll have to see what it actually looks like on the skin. But I'm thinking this is more of a contour and this is more of a bronzer. So I'm gonna go in with this guy right here on my Charlotte Tilbury Powder and Sculpt brush. It's almost a shame to like get in there and ruin that beautiful little imprint. The packaging is very similar to the Gasm face palette that came out a couple of years ago. This is one of the most beautiful things I think Charlotte has ever come out with. And you can see in here, we kind of had 3 highlighters here. These two you'd think could be blushes, but they're not. They're super, super sheer. So it's really like 3 highlighters. You could kind of use these as blush toppers, but I used all of the bronzer in this palette. I'm curious to see if the highlights in this one are the same formula as the ones in this one. We'll see. All right, back to what I was doing. So I'm gonna set that cream contour with the powder contour from the Gasm palette. That's gonna intensify it a little bit and set it down, make it more long lasting. For day-to-day makeup, I wouldn't use both. I wouldn't do cream and powder. I would do one or the other just for like quick everyday makeup. But for full glam makeup where you're doing like the most, it's nice to layer your cream and your powder products like this. Ooh, that actually is quite a bit darker than I was expecting, honestly. It's very cool toned. I'm just running that also down the sides of my nose, and I'll run a little bit underneath my lip here. And then let's go also under the jaw with that. Carve it out a little bit, you know? Definitely a more cool tone bronzer than I'm used to wearing, so I feel like I need to get used to it a little bit. But I think once I add the warmer bronzer from the ABH palette, it's all gonna come together really nicely. I do feel like I want to just take a little bit of concealer here because I have a little dark spot there that was kind of poking through my foundation, and that didn't really bother me until the contour went on, and I felt like it kind of emphasized it a little bit. So let me just kind of clean that up and cover that up a bit more. And then since I've kind of gone ahead and carved things out on this side, I'll just do the same over here. Okay, and then since we're already in here, I'm gonna go ahead and take the highlight shade from the corner here, apply that. Okay, so in terms of comparing the powders in this palette to the powders in the Nude Gasm palette, just in case anybody had this and they were wondering if they should buy this one. I'd say they are a little bit of a different formula. I'm just gonna dip in here and try this on this side just to make sure. Yeah, so the powders in here are a little bit softer, like a little bit softer. They're still quite hard, like there's no kick up in the pan on either the bronzer or the highlighter from dipping my brush in there, which happens with powders that are more softly pressed. But the powders in here were very hard. It was really difficult to get the product from the pan onto your brush and then onto your skin. This one, I'd say they're a little bit softer, and so it's a little bit easier to pick up from the pan. Still a very natural highlight. It's not super reflective, which is nice for like an everyday type of highlight. If you just want something to softly make your skin glow, have sort of that candlelit glow, it's great for that. So I'll probably come back and use this one here as a blush topper once we have our blush on, but I'll just set that aside for now. I'm gonna quickly fill in my brows and then we'll come back and start on the eyes. Okay friends, shall we remove the plastic off here together? Oh, so good, right? I used to sell cell phones for like 8 years and I used to take off so many screen protectors when I was setting people's phones up to get ready, and every once in a while someone would get mad at me for taking their screen protector off when they wanted to do it. Okay, so let's just really quickly dip into this blush color in the Abh Primrose Palette. It's called Grapefruit. Looks really pretty and soft. I'm not exactly sure what brush I'm going to use. I'm just going to use my regular blush brush that I usually use, although it's quite dirty. So actually, let me clean this first so we can get a good idea of the color. I adjusted my lighting a little bit because I felt like the temperature of the light was making my skin and the makeup just look a little bit different than it looks in real life. I feel like this is more true to color now. Hopefully you guys can see this, but in contrast, I really lightly dipped my brush into this powder and you can see how much kick up is in the pan. So that does not bother me whatsoever. It just means that the powder is softer, pressed in a different way. And I'm just gonna go ahead and pop that on. Wow, that is a beautiful, 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 beautiful color. It's way more rosy than I was expecting. I thought it was gonna be a bit more peachy than it is. And I feel like it has so much dimension. Wow, it looks so nice with that contour color. Beautiful. Great start. Blends out super easily. Nice pigment, not too much, not too little. Love it. I absolutely love it. I feel like I could cover my face in that and just be a very happy gal. Okay, we're off to a great start with this palette. I'm going to now go in with Saddle, which now that I'm looking at it could almost also be a blush, especially on a deeper skin tone. But I'm going to use it more like a bronzer today to kind of warm things up a bit. Again, super soft, a ton of kick up in the pan, very dark on my brush. So I'm gonna be pretty light-handed with it at first here. Oh my gosh, okay. Not as easy to blend for sure, and definitely way too dark for me. Okay, so let's fix this together. My hair needs to come right out of the way for this. All right, so I'm gonna take this big, fluffy, dense brush. There's nothing on it, maybe a little bit of bronzer from another time, but it's fairly clean. And I am just going to blend the crap out of this. So this color will definitely work better for more of a medium to deep skin tone. Deeper, obviously not deep, but more of a medium skin tone or medium to deep. And I feel like I can get away with it in the summer as bronzer. But right now, it is definitely too dark for me. So I'm just blending, 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 blending to soften that. And then the other thing that I'm gonna need to do is bring it down my neck. So I'm not putting any additional product on this brush. It's just whatever was left from before. We need to get some of this color in other parts of my body so that it doesn't look so uneven. Okay, so you can see it's already starting to look more normal. I totally ruined my brows. And then if I were going out into the world, I would change my top so that I don't have this V-neck here, because this shows so much of my chest. You can see the real color of my skin, but I don't want to bring the bronzer all the way down here because I'll just end up with it all over my white top. So I would just wear a shirt that comes up higher and everything just looks a little bit more normal, especially with my hair down. The last thing I'm gonna do to just try and tone that down a little bit is with the foundation that's left on my sponge. I'm gonna go over top of it a little bit, especially kind of in this centermost part of my forehead here. Okay, we're all good. We're all good, guys. Let's move on to the eyes, which I'm so excited about. The color that is just calling out to me so much is this primrose color right here. I'll zoom in on it. Hopefully you can see it's a lavender powder shadow with a pink glitter running through it. The color's called Primrose, which is what the palette is named after. And when I first opened it, my eye was just so drawn to that, like lavender with pink glitter, stunning. I love the other colors in here. I'm just really, I don't know, I'm very excited by this color story. We've got some nice pinks, some warm tones, rosy tones. I just think this is like such a beautiful palette for so many different people. Someone with a fair skin tone can use this, someone with a deeper skin tone can use this. I just feel like it's very versatile. I'm really into this palette. I think they did a great job. I knew pretty much nothing about it. I had seen someone open it in a PR haul, but I didn't get to see it too much and it didn't really pique my interest. And then yeah, Will picked it out for me. He said he wanted to get me an ABH palette and this is the one he decided on. And yeah, I'm so into the color story. So I'm excited to use this today. Another product that I have to use on my eyes, which is so fun, is this Makeup by Mario mixing medium. What happened to it? Right here. Makeup by Mario mixing liquid, he calls it. So it says, scrape a bit of pigment into the Master Metals removable mixing well, add a few drops of the manipulator to create a gorgeous liquid foil shadow that applies easily to line, define, and build show-stopping metallic effects. So basically what this is it's a liquid, and Mario sells a palette that is meant to be specifically used with this. So it's all kind of metallic pigment type shadows, and the idea is you scrape off a little bit of the shadow onto the little palette that comes with that palette, and you add a few drops of this and it transforms the colors into like a liquid, molten, metallic, beautiful effect. I don't have that palette, but I'm gonna use it with some of the metallic shades in this guy today, and we will see how it goes. I think it's so fun and like such a random thing for Will to see and like pick up for me. I just like, I don't know. I loved that he got me something to play with. But before we go in with that, I'm gonna go ahead and just prime my lids. I'm gonna use the Urban Decay Primer Potion. Okay, so even though I really want to use this primrose color here, I also want to, like I said, try out the mixing medium, the mixing liquid from Makeup by Mario. So I'm thinking I'm going to use it in this color here, the Fire Opal color. And so we'll go for more of this like bronzy, warm toned smoky eye. I think that will also go very nicely with my very warm complexion today. So what I'm going to do is start off with the color Honey right here. It's like a nice neutral crease shade. It's actually beautiful. And I'm gonna use that to start creating some definition on my lid and in my crease. Going on nicely, really buttery and smooth. Really pretty color, quite a bit, almost pinker than I was expecting it to be. Interesting. Do you guys have any New Year's resolutions, any intentions for the new year. I don't think that they're the type of thing for everybody. I think some people's mental health could do without having New Year's resolutions, especially if you don't have practice with goal setting. It can be very disheartening and create, I think, some pretty negative self-talk if you set like really ambitious New Year's goals and then don't follow through on them, which I feel like is very common to do, because when you think of a New Year's resolution, you think of a goal that you want for like the next year, which can be like very big and lofty and hard to change quickly. So I really like to set maybe 1 or 2 big goals and then have smaller goals that will help me get to those big goals. I also like to just kind of take this time of year to just take stock of what's going on in my life and just refocus on the things that are important to me, rather than trying to set completely new goals. I like to just, look at the goals that I've already set for myself in the past and just refocus on them, make sure I'm doing things that are working towards them. I'm trying to go into the new year a little bit more softly this year, just kind of gently make my way into the new year. There's a lot that I want to do this year professionally. Now that that color is blended out, the kind of like pinkness has gone away for the most part, and it just looks like a very natural shadow in my crease, which I really like. I really like that color. So now I'm gonna go in with rouge here and a little bit of a different brush, and then just work that into the outer corner here. Ooh, they are so pigmented and there is a ton of fallout. So definitely in the future when I'm using this palette, I will do my eyes first because there's so much fallout happening here. This month, Will and I are gonna focus on cooking more meals at home. We try not to order out food too much, but we've been getting really bad lately. So we wanna just kind of reel that back in. I like to order something once per week and just have it be more of like a special event. More of a date night type situation rather than just ordering throughout the week. Something that I feel like I'm always working on is Instagram. For some reason, YouTube is so much easier for me than Instagram. I really have a hard time posting consistently on Instagram. So I want to be more consistent there. My goal is to upload a story, at least one story. We're gonna start with one story, and then once I can do one story every day, we'll start building that up. But I want to post at least one story every day on my personal Instagram account. I just want to be more like, I feel like Instagram is just a little bit easier to, I don't know, like be involved in real time with you guys. I really love Instagram stories, so I want to be more active on my Instagram stories. I'm going to try and upload at least one per day on my personal Instagram. And then for my work Instagram, my makeup page, I want to start creating some more short form content. I feel like because it's easier for me to make YouTube videos, it might be easier for me to post short form content on there rather than feeling like I need to upload a photo every single day. I'm gonna try and be more consistent in uploading on both of my Instagram accounts. And then I wanna upload on TikTok as well. I need to figure out what I want to do because I don't want to just upload the same videos to Instagram Reels that I'm uploading to TikTok. I would like them to be different content. However, I don't know what to post on TikTok if it's not the beauty and makeup content that I'm uploading to Instagram Reels on my makeup page. So I need to figure out what I want to be, who I want to be, what I want to post on TikTok. So that is a goal for me, is to figure that out. And then there's other things that have always been goals for me that I've just like paused and taken a look at my life and realized I'm not doing, like taking my supplements. I haven't been taking my supplements for a few months now. Drinking water first thing in the morning. I used to be so good about waking up and putting water in my body first thing and then drinking a ton of water throughout the day. Once I lost my water bottle at the beginning of the pandemic, I just like feel like I fell off drinking water so hard. You can see like these are things that I do throughout the year, and these are goals that I've had in the past, but they're things that I've fallen off of recently, whether it's in the last couple months or the last year. And so I just take this time to like look around and pause and look around and just say like, these are things that I wish that I was doing and I want to start them again. Another goal that I have for January is to try and get to 10,000 steps per day. Our gyms were just shut down as of today, actually. So yeah, I hate at-home workouts. Like, they're just so hard. I don't find them rewarding. I feel like it is so difficult to get myself to do an at-home workout. I find it much easier to trick myself out of the house by tempting myself with a nice walk down by the water. Or this morning, Will and I went for a walk to get coffee, and we walked to like a faraway coffee shop so that we could get some steps in to get there. And so that's not like a goal that I've set for the entire year, because I think it's very unrealistic to try and walk 10,000 steps every day for the whole year. So I just set that goal for January. So for this month, the way that I'm gonna get my fitness in, my activity, my movement throughout the day, I wanna try and walk 10,000 steps per day. I'm not gonna be super strict with it. Like, it's just a number that is a motivator to get me out of the house at least once per day and to get me trying to go a little further, move a little bit more while I'm out there. I'm so happy with the way those blended out. I feel like they blended out really nicely. The shadows look really soft and smoky and even, but they didn't blend out too much. Sometimes when shadows are this soft and you blend, you can kind of blend the pigment away. I feel like this did a great job of holding onto the skin, but also blending, staying even. It's really a beautiful, beautiful shadow formula. I'm very, very impressed with that. Okay, so let's get into the fun stuff. Now that we have our matte shades down, I have this little metal palette and spatula here. You don't need these two things to do this. You can just use any like flat, clean surface and like, I don't know, a pair of tweezers or something. I'm gonna use these to just scrape a little bit of Fire Opal onto the palette. Let me film it for you guys actually. I'll grab my other camera. So I'm just going to, yeah, just scrape a little bit of the pigment onto the little metal palette here. I'm not exactly sure how much I need. I feel like that should be enough, honestly. Then I'm gonna take the little mixing liquid here. I don't know if you need to shake it, but I'm shaking it. And then I'm just gonna start with literally one drop. And then go from there. Okay, it's still quite powdery. I feel like it should turn more into a liquid. So I'm gonna add one more drop. I don't know, it still feels kind of powdery. So I have a little bit on my brush and a little bit on my finger. So let's try applying it with the finger first. And you know what, actually, I feel like I need to do the other side without the mixing medium to see how much of a difference there is, or if I even did it right. Because this went on like so metallic and so pigmented. Oh god, I'm sorry, I was out of focus. But that could just be how the shadow is on its own, you know? Okay, so on my clean finger on the other side, I'm gonna just dip right into the palette and go in on this side. So right off the bat, there's way more fallout, but I wouldn't say that there's much of a difference in how the colors look. So this eye held the pigment in a lot better because I didn't get as much fallout. The actual finish on the eye is very similar. So I'm wondering if maybe I didn't do it right. I'm gonna scrape off a little bit more pigment, and then I'm gonna use quite a bit more of this liquid to see if I can't liquefy it a bit more. It could just be this shadow that I'm using too. Maybe it's not the right kind of shadow. Now I feel like that's way too watery. Okay, so here they are swatched. The swatch on the bottom of my hand is in the mixing liquid, and the swatch on the top of my hand is just swatched directly out of the palette. They do have a different finish, but the mixing liquid just definitely looks less powdery. Looks more like a cream shadow and less like a powder shadow. I'm gonna try and come up right close. Hopefully you guys can see. Just looks less powdery. I don't know, I did some thicker swatches here. And they don't look that different to where I feel like you really need the mixing liquid. Makes it a little bit more, almost like transfer proof. One more look at some swatches. The one on the top is the liquid. The one on the bottom is without. So when you go a little bit heavier handed with them, you can see a difference. Definitely more pigmented. The color is more even. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna try it again. I was looking at the reviews on Sephora, and a lot of the reviews, people were saying they use it to make eyeliners out of their eyeshadows. So you could really have like any color of eyeliner that you want, as long as you have the eyeshadow in that color. But I don't know if I would really use it for that. Maybe in my makeup kit? I don't know. I'm gonna have to play with it one more time and see if I want to keep it or not. Okay, so I'm just gonna go back in with rouge. That was the darker of the two matte shades that I used, and just build back up the color on this outer corner here. I feel like we lost it a little bit there. And then we will give it a little blendy blend. Next, I'm gonna go back in with Honey, the lighter of the two matte shades here, and run that along my lower lash line. And then with the darker of the two matte shades, I'm gonna take that and just keep it more on the outer corner on the bottom here. And I'm gonna throw on some liner and some mascara, and we'll be right back. Okay, so I finished my eyes. I did eyeliner, mascara, and I added also a little bit of highlight to the inner corner and underneath my brow from the Nude Gasm palette. And the last thing that we have to do together is put on a lippy. I'm kind of feeling a walk of no shame situation here, so I'm gonna start with the Charlotte Tilbury Walk of No Shame lip liner. Besides all of those little kind of lifestyle intentions that I mentioned throughout this video, the kind of number one thing that I want to achieve this year is to join the YouTube partner program. And this is the collagen lip bath in the color Walk of No Shame. The only thing I have left to do is reach 1,000 subscribers. This was my goal for last year, and we made it pretty close. So we'll get there in the next couple of months, but that's kind of the only thing that I can really focus on in terms of like a really like solid goal. I don't know how my channel will grow from there. I don't know how quickly subscribers will come in after that, so I don't want to set any type of goal for the entire year until I have a better idea of how the channel will grow from there. But it's like all I can focus on is getting to that 1,000 subscriber mark. I love it. Okay. If you guys have any New Year's goals, New Year's intentions, any resolutions that you want to share with me, please do leave them in the comments down below if you're comfortable. Let me know if you're just like anti-resolution, because I totally get that too. And that is it, you guys. That is the finished look using all of the new products that I got for Christmas. I'm gonna do a little roundup on my thoughts of everything that I used today. So first of all, the Beauty Blender, obviously love it. If you haven't tried this, get one. You need it in your life. If you haven't gotten a new one recently, do it. It's so worth it. The Hollywood Contour Wand, this is a product that I have loved for many years and I highly recommend, especially if you're new to cream products. It's very user-friendly. The color is so nice. I really, really enjoy this. This guy right here, the Charlotte Tilbury Nude Gasm palette, this took me very much by surprise. This was much more cool tone than I was anticipating and quite a bit more pigmented. I forgot to use the blush topper. We'll try that in another video. Yeah, I could definitely see this working for me in the winter and this being more of a summer contour for me. So I really like the versatility of that. This guy right here is nice and natural, not too blingy, but also, you know, not too natural either. Kind of something right in the middle, gives that nice candle-like glow. This fits into my collection really nicely because I do not have a contour color this cool toned, and sometimes I feel like I need one. Sometimes I feel like all of my bronzers are a little bit too warm, so I'm actually really happy to have this guy right here, the Abh Primrose Palette. I am so pleasantly surprised by. The packaging is pretty, you know, not my favorite. I love this color, but it's a little bit, I don't know, kind of like frilly girly for me, but I love the color and it's nice and lightweight. I like the cardboard and the nice big mirror on the inside. But in terms of like product itself, I'm very, very impressed with these. The pigmentation, the way they blend out, color story, everything in here, just really gorgeous. Like everything just blended so nicely and worked so nicely. This color was so pretty. I can't wait to try this lavender color on my lid. We'll do that in another video very soon, you guys. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure you're subscribed so you catch that video. As I was doing my eyeliner and my mascara, I was kind of thinking about this little mixing liquid from Makeup by Mario, and I think what I'm gonna say about this is that I'm gonna keep it, and I'm gonna keep it in my makeup kit. I feel like it adds some versatility to my makeup kit that I wouldn't otherwise have. So thinking about those reviews, I was thinking, you know, it would be really great to have in my kit as something that if someone wanted a certain color eyeliner and I don't have a pencil liner in that color, it's much more likely that I would have an eyeshadow in that color. So I'd be able to turn pigments into eyeliners from my makeup kit, and then also just to kind of change up textures. So maybe for a more editorial shoot, or if someone wants like a really metallic eye and needs it to be like very sticky and long wearing, I feel like I will get more use out of this in my makeup kit. I don't know if it makes that much of a difference to the texture of your eyeshadows to where like the regular normal person would need this. Maybe under an HD camera with like really bright lights, you would notice a big difference between using the liquid and not using the liquid. But for like day-to-day life, I don't know if like the everyday person needs this product. So I'm gonna keep it and throw it into my kit. I think it'll do me very well in there and I will get some use out of it there. And that's it, you guys. That's all of the makeup that I got for Christmas, besides the Natasha Denona Retro palette, which I cannot wait to bust into. This video will be coming next. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Happy New Year, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.